All right, what's going on, everybody? We're back. We're back. We're back. And when I say we, I mean me. Dante's out this week. He had some personal stuff to take care of, so I'm gonna do a quick show, real quick, by myself. So for Black and White Just Sports, again, I'm Pat. Welcome to the show. Real quick, all of our social media: Facebook, Black and White Just Sports, the group and the page. Join it, like it. Instagram, go like us on Instagram, Black and White Just Sports. Twitter, BNW Just Sports. Follow us on Twitter. And of course, where we need all the damn views and nobody's subscribing, even though I ask every week. What's up, Zach? I ask every week. Me and Dante ask every week. Go to YouTube. If you watch, if you look, if you follow us, if you know us, take five minutes out your day. Go to YouTube, search our page, hit subscribe, and you're done. We'll appreciate it. With that being said, let's get into it. The playoffs continue today. You got the 49ers and Vikings coming up here an hour, maybe a little less than an hour. I'm actually surprised because I thought the Vikings, I actually picked them to lose last week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a quick gander at these notes. Where was it at? Did I? Yeah, I picked the Saints over them, and I was actually surprised. But hey, here we are. 49ers are up. They're their opponent next. I don't see any way, honestly, that the Vikings are going to win this game. I said it, last week. Kirk Cousins has to prove something to me, and I mean, technically he did. You know what I mean? He came in on the road against the Saints, Drew Brees, Sean Payton, that high-powered offense, and they won. Really, really shocked me. So, I mean, he's at least proven that much, but they're going against a whole nother beast this week. 49ers are top 5 defense. The offense has been rolling. And the Vikings are on the road again, man. It's a hard feat in front of you when you got to play every playoff game on the road, and especially against such good teams like the Saints and now the 49ers. Thielen, I haven't looked at it yet, but I know he had some stitches on the ankle earlier in the week, so he might not even be playing. I'm trying to see if there's any update on him. I'm not seeing an update. Thielen ready, let it ride. I guess he's going to try to give it a go. We'll see. I mean, you get stitches in your ankle. That shit could probably, tear pretty quick, pretty easily. Especially as a receiver, all the cuts he has to do, route running. We'll see how long he lasts if he does play. And we'll see how much of an impact he had. I mean, he was out most of the remainder of the season. I had him in fantasy. He screwed me at the end of the year. He got in a couple games and really didn't play much and wasn't an impact for, I think, it was like the last 5 games or so, maybe a little more. But we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, I still don't believe in Cousins. So yeah, he is confirmed. Brett's let me know he's playing. So, but like I said, stitches on the ankle. We'll see how long that lasts. And like I said, he runs one route and does a cut. I don't know how you prevent stitches on the ankle from tearing when you're playing a sport. So we'll see how well it's wrapped and bandaged up, and we'll see how long he can go for. Like I said, the 49ers, man, they've had some time off. They had time to prepare. They got some rest in, and they've just been a problem all season long. So I don't see, honestly, how the Vikings take this game. I really don't. I don't. I mean, I'd be big time shocked if the Vikings pull this game off. I really would be. So let's see. 13-3, the 49ers have been all season. I think the Vikings are a 7-point underdog going into the game, which, I mean, it's a little less than I think. I'd give them at least 10 to be. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see. Like I said, I'm sticking with my pick, the 49ers. I think it'll be a more high scoring game than the Saints. That was actually a pretty low scoring game if I remember right. Bring up that score from last week. Yeah, I think it was a pretty low scoring game. So, I mean, Vikings got a pretty good defense, and their offense is pretty good as well. I mean, they got weapons. So we'll see what happens. Let me see. 2026. I mean, with the Saints put up, 50 points in any given day, that's not the highest scoring game. So, but hey, we'll see what happens. Like I said, 49ers, I'm going with the 49ers. The other game tonight, Titans and Ravens. Titans shocked the Patriots this past weekend, took them out, kicked the GOAT out. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick is done in the playoffs. And then you got the possibility of Josh McDaniels leaving for Cleveland is his only option at this point. All the other coaching vacancies have been filled. But I mean, the Titans literally rode Derrick Henry. I think. Let me see. What was Tannehill? Tannehill was like 7 for 15, if I remember right. 8 for 15, 72 yards, touchdown and interception. So he did not do much whatsoever. Derrick Henry had 34 carries. 34 carries. And a catch. But, 34 carries. They rode that man's back the whole entire game. And, that's what they're going to have to do again. The Ravens defense is very good. The Ravens are at home. Lamar Jackson has been a problem all season long. He has tore it up, although I didn't think he would. At the beginning of the year, he has proven me wrong, and he's done his thing. So the Titans are going to just have to run the ball. They're going to have to try to control the clock and keep Lamar Jackson and that offense off the field as much as possible. And, with Derrick Henry, it's possible, but that Ravens defense is a problem. So I don't see a way the Titans win, especially Tannehill. I don't think is going to. If he throws 15 times against the Patriots had a good defense this year, and the Ravens are right there with the Patriots defense. So if he throws 15 times against the Patriots, I don't see him throwing 30 times against the Ravens. So they're going to be riding Derrick Henry again this game. That's their only option. That's the only way. Titans by 4, Ken, you're insane. That's the only way that the Titans even stand a chance. Derrick Henry's going to have another 30-plus carry game, and that's the only way they can. Because, like I said, they got to control the clock. They can't let Lamar be on the field. And they're just going to have to ride Derrick Henry again. I would say, Lamar Jackson has something to prove, which he still does. They made the playoffs last year, but they didn't go anywhere. I think they lost to the Patriots, if I'm not mistaken. So, he's still got something to prove, but, he's shut me up so far this year. I didn't think he'd have as good of a season as he did, and he did. So, he's already shut me up so far. So, I know, whatchamacallit. Let's see. Got anything to update with? Trying to see if there's any injuries that I may have missed. Not seeing anything, because I know whatchamacallit. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. Again, I'm picking the Ravens. I guess I'll throw my predictions while I'm going through the games. I went 49ers. I'm going Ravens. The only way that the Titans stand a chance against the Ravens is to run the hell out of the ball and control the clock. And so we'll see. I don't think they're going to do it. It's just the Titans' luck runs out. And I honestly think most of that game had to do with luck last week. Tom Brady was off. He had that pick 6 to end the game. So, that's Tom Brady of all people. As many times as he's had game-winning comeback drives and setting the team up for field goals and what have you, that's out of his character. So they lucked up a little bit there. But like I said, yeah, they got to run the ball. I think that's the only way. 3 weeks of starters might be. Yeah, well, like I said, Derrick Henry is their only chance, Ken, in my opinion. There's no way that they do anything else. Tannehill's not throwing the ball 30 times against this team. So, Derrick Henry can get them there. I mean, I guess they stand a chance, you know. I mean, if they outdo the Ravens in time of possession, you know. But, hey, I mean, we saw it against the Browns. I think the Ravens scored like twice in 2 minutes. So, you know, shit. They can put up points quick. They don't need a lot of time. So we'll see what happens. I'm going with the Ravens. I don't think the Titans have enough firepower. I don't think their defense is good enough to stop Lamar Jackson. And, you know, I think their only real option at this point is Derrick Henry. And they're going to have to run the shit out of him after carrying 34 times last week and getting beat up. So we'll see how much he can handle, how much of the load he can take on, and what he can actually do against this Ravens defense. Tomorrow's games, Texans and Chiefs. I picked the Texans to lose last week, so the fact that they're here was a surprise to me. Dante picked the Texans. I thought, I mean, and as terrible as what you gonna call it? What am I looking for? Give me 1 second here. As terrible as Josh Allen was, because I think he was all over the place. Brett, you talking about the Vikings? You know what? I'm not 100% sure. There's so many sites like these secondhand sites that you look at. I think there's one 24/7 Sports or something like that. If you can find, sometimes those have some links. So I mean, if you want to try that, that's about something to give a shot at. Josh Allen looked terrible, in my opinion, man. He threw so many ducks, like it was just bad. So many dumb decisions. I think he had to pitch the one time to somebody and almost lost the ball. He was all over the place. And yet the Texans only won by what was that, 3 points. So I don't think the Bills are that much of a high-powered offense. You know, John Brown had a pro. Yeah, I guess he did, huh? Singletary he showed up for the most part. I mean, what do you have here? About 120 total yards receiving and rushing. John Brown was mediocre, 50 for 4 catches. And that's about it. I mean, everyone else, Cole Beasley, Williams, McKenzie, all had about 4 catches, but had around that 40-yard. They weren't that high-powered of an offense. The Chiefs, on the other hand, are a whole nother monster. And the Texans defense isn't that good. They don't have home field advantage this time. So yeah, I think it's going to be, I'm not going to say a blowout, but the Chiefs are going to put up a lot of points on this Texans team. I'm thinking 34-24, somewhere in that area. Chiefs is going to get it done. I don't believe in the Texans. Like I said, I didn't pick them last week against the Bills, and they just escaped that game. So, you know, Chiefs should have this game in the bag, honestly. So we'll see what happens there. So where I go, I went to Chiefs. And I think probably the best game of the week in the playoffs so far is going to be Seahawks-Packers. I'm having brain farts today. This should be a good game. 2 of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league are going at it, with Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. I'm having so many brain farts. Need some coffee or something. Aaron Rodgers going against Russell Wilson. Packers are at home. Packers have been a big surprise to me this year. I didn't think they'd be this good. So let's see. Aaron Jones has been a problem. Devontae Adams, of course, is a problem. Jimmy Graham still gets a couple here and there. So, I mean, it's going to be a good game. I didn't check the weather. Let me see if they got anything on here for it. But I don't see that there's any way that it's not cold out in Green Bay on a Sunday night in January. So the weather's going to play a factor. It's probably going to be a low-scoring game. I think Marshawn Lynch had a touchdown last week. It was a low-scoring game against Philly, 17-9. Metcalf went off last week. Marshawn Lynch only 6 carries, and then Travis Homer. They had to bring some people in. They had a lot of injuries. So it's not going to be a shootout, man. I think it's going to be a slow-paced game, and it's going to be a low-scoring game. But I've rolled with Russell Wilson all year long, and it's kind of hard not to go with him again. But again, the bad man, as some people call him, and he's at home. I'm sticking with the Seahawks, man. Like I said, I've been riding that train all season long. It's going to be hard to beat the Packers at home in the playoffs. But, I mean, it's happened before. So, should be a good game, a good weekend of games. 49ers, Vikings should be pretty decent. Titans, Ravens, I don't think it's going to be great. I think the Titans are going to get smacked around. I think the Texans are going to get smacked around. The Seahawks, Packers will probably be the best game. I think it'll be a low-scoring game as well. Quickly recapping last week, I was off by a couple things. Bills, Dante went with Texans. He had that. I was wrong. I went Titans. Dante had the Packers. I was right on that. We both went Saints. We were both wrong. We both went the Seahawks. We were both right. So, what do we do? Tie? 1, 2. No, wait. Bills, Titans, Seahawks, Patriots. 3-2. As usual, y'all seen it every week. I take it every week. So you see my predictions this week: 49ers over the Vikings, Ravens over the Titans, Chiefs over the Texans, and the Seahawks over the Packers. That's the most important stuff. I'm going to touch on a couple things real quick. A lot of people saw it. John Beilein, it was reported that called his players some thugs, and he caught a lot of heat over it. Later came out and said he meant slugs. And if you look into the context, they were watching film, and if I read it right, heard it right, he was saying you guys were moving around like a bunch of slugs. So I'll take the man for his, for face value. I'll take him for his word. There's no reason that in that capacity you're telling your players they're moving around like thugs. I don't see how it would come into play. So I'm assuming he said slugs. Then Colin Sexton came out and said that he's been calling them slugs throughout the year as far as their movement on film. So I think it's a simple mistake. People got into it because they thought it was, race-based on why he called, which majority is black players, thugs. But again, I think Stephen A. Smith even said it. He's got white guys on the team. Kevin Love, Chetty Osman, I can't think of his name, point guard. Man, super blank. What the hell is his name? I always bring him up whenever Dante talks about LeBron and him being the only player LeBron had. Matthew Dellavedova, damn. And Dean Wade. I guess they got some white guy. I don't even know who that guy is. So, I mean, he's got some white players on there too. So, I mean, I didn't. I mean, some people will take the word and when has he played yet? Dylan and Zizic. Yeah, so they got quite a few. He's still out. So, listen, I take him for his word. This man's been coaching for about 100 years now, and he's never had anything come out about being a racist or anything like that. So I'm gonna take him for his word with what he said. A simple mistake, a simple, trip up of words, and that. I mean, that's about all I really have to say about it. I believe John Beilein. He called his players. I heard he had like an emotional apology for saying what he said, and I mean, the team seems to be behind them, and they're rolling with them. So that's pretty much it with that. I don't know how true these rumors are. I've kind of been looking, and I haven't really seen any like legitimate reports about it. But there's been talks about D'Angelo Russell being traded for Ben Simmons. Is it true? I don't know. I don't see it happening. Number one, Ben Simmons would not fit on the Warriors team when they're back and together. There's no way he fits on that team. This team is a run and gun team. They're a high-powered offense, and this guy can't shoot, and that's what their whole offense is based on: 3-point shooters. I don't see how he would fit with this team whatsoever. Like I said, can't shoot. He's a good point guard. He's not a scorer. I don't think he's like a scoring threat. I just don't see how he fits. In my opinion, he's Draymond Green. They already have Draymond Green. Draymond Green can do everything that Ben Simmons can do. Plus, he shoots better, in my opinion. So, if there's any truth to this rumor whatsoever, I don't see why the Warriors would do it. I mean, I know that D'Angelo Russell has been mentioned throughout the season where they're trying to get rid of this guy, but Ben Simmons isn't going to work. Now, on the other hand, if the 76ers brought in D'Angelo Russell, I think it could help. I don't think Ben Simmons and Embiid are the combo for the future of the 76ers. I've said it last week. I honestly think one of these guys has to go. I don't think they can coexist together and take this team where it needs to go. I think D'Angelo Russell would be an upgrade for the 76ers. I think he would help them. He's a high-scoring point guard. He can go off at any given time, and that's something Ben Simmons can't do. I think D'Angelo Russell would be a great fit. There you go. Yahoo works. I was gonna say CBS Sport. No, NFL. If you download the NFL app too, Brett, a lot of times they'll have games on there too. I forgot about that. So you can always download the NFL app, but you'll have to probably watch it on your phone or tablet or something. But that's always an option too. I forgot about that. But D'Angelo Russell, he would work really well at the 76ers. I think he would fit in well. I think he would upgrade that team for scoring. And like I said, he's a better scorer than Ben Simmons. Probably not as good as a passer. I don't think Ben Simmons is this big lockdown defender, but, you know, it's probably a downgrade to D'Angelo Russell as far as defending. But, I mean, you need to take some weight off of Embiid and look for someone. Ben Simmons is not, you know, taking the last shot of the game to win you the game. I would believe D'Angelo Russell has. Get the ball, D'Angelo Russell, he'll go out and try to win the game for you. Will it happen? You never know. But I don't think Ben Simmons is that guy. So I think D'Angelo Russell would work for the 76ers. There's no way Ben Simmons works for the Warriors. He just doesn't fit in. Like I said, they already have a Ben Simmons on the team, and that's Draymond Green. And I said Draymond Green can shoot better than Ben Simmons. So, I mean, he's not, I don't think he puts up as many points. Let me see here. How many Ben Simmons is average? He's probably averaging at least 20. Shit, this year he's only averaging 15 points, so he's not even doing much. He's only a 16-point career scorer. I thought he was averaging at least 20. What's Draymond doing? I know he's been injured all year. So, let's see. That brings it up. Autofill. Draymond's only averaging 8 points this year. Oh, excuse me, but how many games has he even played? He's only played 29. How many games has the team played this year? I don't know what the Warriors' record is. I don't know. Look this up real quick. Standings West. Gotta go all the way to the bottom. 31. So he's played in most of the games. He hasn't done much though. What's his career? Oh, he's only averaging 9 points for a career. But Ben Simmons, you know, supposed to be the future, is only averaging 5-6 more points than Draymond Green. So, I mean, and that's supposed to be, you know, the foundation of your franchise. So, I don't know. I mean, will Ben Simmons stick around? He might not, but I don't think D'Angelo Russell will, but I don't think it's going to happen with the Warriors. I mean, with the 76ers. Like I said, 76ers, I think it makes sense. D'Angelo Russell would help. He'd be a upgrade from Ben Simmons, but Ben Simmons going to the Warriors just doesn't work out. He doesn't fit in, excuse me, with Clay and Steph when they're around. And like I said, Draymond is already that type of player. So it's just a little bit better of a Draymond Green, and that's not going to help him. What else? I'm sure people, who look about sports, if they paid attention at all, they saw some videos, the Bucks Warriors game where it looks like Steph Curry is trying to recruit Giannis. I think it's like, come on, man, let's make this happen or something like that. And honestly, I'm not a I'm not a lip reader, so I'm not 100% sure that's what he said. Sometimes, like, you ever watch these things on YouTube, these bad lip reading things where they put the voices over the players, over the words or their lips, so they add in the things. So you can get it confused. I mean, it might be what he said, but there's a chance that it wasn't. I wasn't, none of us were there, none of us heard it, so it's all speculation. We're not 100% sure what it was. But if it was, it's a weak move, man. Come on now. Like, this is why I say all the time to Dante and to y'all, if it wasn't for the injuries and if it wasn't for KD coming to Golden State, I honestly don't even know if the Warriors would have won one championship. Maybe one, and I'll give them one, and that's all I'm going to give them. Steph on his own can't get it done with just Clay and Draymond. He can't, and that's why he had to go out and get KD because they blew the 3-1 lead, and they knew that their pride was hurt. That team was in shambles as far as in my mind mentally, and they needed a spark, and that's why they go get KD, one of the top 5 players in the whole entire NBA, top 2 at that point. You have your arguments, him or LeBron, but he goes out and gets KD, and they win 2 championships, and now he possibly might be recruiting Giannis. Like, this guy can't get it done on his own. I think, who was it? Maybe it was Jordan that said he wasn't a Hall of Famer yet. He's got to prove it. If he goes gets Giannis, that just goes right into what he was saying. Like, this should be your team. You're the 2-time MVP. You know what I mean? You're talked about as being the best shooter ever in NBA history. Get it done. You got Clay, you got Draymond. Get a couple other pieces, role players, and get it done. If you're going out to recruit, again, arguably top 5 player, probably top 3 conversation right now with Giannis, defending MVP. It's weak. It's weak. It's weak on Steph's part, and if that's true that he's trying to recruit him, it goes into what Jordan said. This guy's not a Hall of Famer because of that. Go get it done on your own. I tell Dante all the time, I don't think the Warriors will ever get back to the finals. Maybe they'll get back, they'll never win it. But if they get Giannis, it's a whole another story. But with that core right there, Steph, Clay, and Draymond, no, it's done. So now, if he's out here recruiting Giannis, weak move by him. And that just goes into how I feel that he's just, he's weak. Get it done, man. Stop being a sucker, Steph. And that's what he's doing right now. LSU plays Clemson Monday, national championship. Should be a good game, man. 2 very good quarterbacks, 2 very good programs, and 2 good coaches. I'm taking LSU. I wanted Ohio State there. Would have been a really good game, but it is what it is. Ohio State didn't get it done. But I'm picking LSU. Should be a good game. But yeah, LSU is where I'm rolling with. Some quick side notes. Cowboys thankfully got rid of Jason Garrett finally, since our last show. Bringing Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy had all the years with the Packers, won a Super Bowl, was fired from the Packers, had a year off. It's been rumored, or he even said in interviews, he's taking time to study all these NFL coaches because people said that he was stuck in his ways and the game passed him by. So he said he's been holding meetings with other coaches and studying and this, that, and the third. And I just hope the best. I mean, like I said, they were always successful in Green Bay, but you do have Aaron Rodgers, arguably top 5 quarterback of all time. Um, but let's make it happen, Mike. Come on, man. Tired of being disappointed with the Cowboys every single year, and now we got some life back into the franchise. We got some new blood, and hopefully shit works out. I'm pretty excited. I wasn't ever like a huge Mike McCarthy fan, but hey, I'll take pretty much anything over Jason Garrett right now. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm glad, so happy Jason Garrett's gone. Couldn't be happier. And then quickly, Browns still don't have a coach. They've gone through all the coaches on their list, as far as I know. Josh McDaniels had his interview yesterday and left Cleveland without a job. It was being said that they thought, if everything went well, Josh McDaniels would leave Cleveland with the job, or wouldn't leave Cleveland and be the coach. Didn't happen. He's gone. He's back in, I assume he's somewhere in the Boston area, New England area is where he lives right now. But I don't know. I still don't know what to make of this franchise. John Dorsey's gone. Of course, Freddie Kitchens was gone. And I don't know what's going on. I'm tired of being a Browns fan. I'm tired of being disappointed. I think, honestly, it's going to be between Stefanski and McDaniels right now. Wikipedia, for whatever. Take it for what it's worth. Take it for what it's worth. Yeah, exactly. Steph's a bum. I guess I'll Tigers, yeah, I guess, by default. Yeah. But yeah, Wikipedia, take it for what it's worth. I saw this morning had Stefanski listed as the Browns head coach. People could do whatever they want on Wikipedia. I think anybody can update any page. So I haven't heard anything since. I don't think there's probably anything really to it. But hey, like I said, I don't know what the hell the Browns are doing. But that's my thought. Is it's going to be between them. I'm in the mindset that it's going to be Stefanski. What's his name? Is it DiFilippo? What is this guy's name? He's been around. I did see that too. Bill Belichick prevented Josh McDaniels from moving up the interview for the Browns. It's a Bill Belichick move. We're not surprised. Everyone knows he's an asshole. And then I saw Ed Dodds, yeah, assistant GM, if I'm not mistaken, for the Colts is good. Being interviewed, possibly bring him in. I don't know that the Colts have ever had a lot of great talent acquisition. Jeez, I couldn't get that out. So I don't know how, whatever. Let's see what this guy's name is. This hiring committee had. What is this guy's name? Sorry, Stefanski. It's like, no. What is this guy's name? Man, I can't think of this guy's name. Like player operations, or he's the analytics guy for Jimmy Haslam, and apparently he's been around for all the regimes that the Browns have run through. So, let's try that. Maybe this will tell me. I've been, hearing his name all 2 weeks. yo. I can't find this guy's name for nothing. Well, no, apparently Stefanski was this guy's, choice last year, and John Dorsey didn't listen. I don't even think Stefanski got an interview. I can't think about what the hell this guy's name is with the Browns right now. Oh, goodness. None of the sources I'm looking at is telling me anything. Deep Podesta. There we go. Jeez. Took me forever. Deep Podesta, that was his guy. He suggested Stefanski, I believe, last year to John Dorsey. John Dorsey didn't even bring him in for an interview. And that's that. So it's his guy, and he's kind of running the show now. So that's why I lean towards Stefanski getting the job. But I think that's about it. I wasn't trying to be on here too long, Hopefully next show Dante's got all his stuff taken care of, and he can come back and do the show with us. That's about all I got. Deep Podesta, Stefanski's Deep Podesta's guy. So that's why I'm leaning towards him, and Jimmy Haslam has been really taking that guy's advice. So we'll see what happens. Again, there's my picks. A couple thoughts on the NBA situation and LSU Clemson. Like I said, hopefully Dante will be back next week, and we'll get the show going again. So that being said, for Black and White Just Sports, I'm Pat. Y'all check us out next week.